and they've got the Brembo brakes, big 20-inch wheels and tires, and you know, good, nice, responsive, tuned suspension.
Well, I can tell you these things turn now.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of scary. All that power back in the day, nobody thought about how are we going to stop it, how are we going to turn it. I'm sure there were a lot that ended up in the ditch back in the day. You know, kids just, woo! The creature comforts, I mean, this interior is covered in leather. It's got these beautiful, really deep dish seats. Across the board, people don't want to compromise. They want a fast car. They want it to stop. They want it to turn. They want it to be luxurious. They want it to have all the electronics, stereo, etc.
I mean, that's it. I mean, I mean, even nowadays, like when you redo a hot rod, I mean, unless you're looking to do something rat rod style, you're redoing it in nice leather and electronic gauges. I mean, that's the whole idea, is to be able to, you know, bring the past back, you know, up to present.
And I'm pretty sure there's probably some rat rods with like hidden air conditioners and,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
I tell you what, I mean, you know how it is, especially too, like the wife can appreciate horsepower, but she wants to be comfortable too.
Amen. Thank God for women.
I can blame it on her why I want nice interior.
Yeah, that's right. Still keep your credibility.
Exactly. Ah, it's for the wife.
Yeah. Oh, buddy, coming in hot. We're trapped, dead end. Abort. Abort.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That was amazing.
It's a good time. 2 brand new Dodges, abandoned steel mill, dirt road, 940 horsepower between the two of them.
Yeah, you can't complain, a brand new car down a dirt road. I love it.
Hey, bud, thanks for leaving Malibu and coming to the garden spot that is Fontana, California.
Hey man, no problem. Thanks for letting me come beat the crap out of these cars. Anytime.
Welcome back to Test Drive. Well, as you can see by the castle, we're not in Los Angeles anymore. In fact, we're in Germany, where the villages are quaint, highway speeds are unlimited, and the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8 is right at home. The effort inside the car to upgrade the interiors is really apparent. I actually heard someone that heads one of the huge public auto groups saying he'd never seen a product turnaround with as much speed as Chrysler has done, and you see it in the interiors. Real carbon fiber accent trims on this SRT. Nice double contrast stitching. Whether that's the influence of the Italians or not, I'm not sure. What I do know is that it's readily apparent they've done a lot of work and they've really upgraded the vehicles quickly. The select track here, you can just click it over, and one of the cool things about this is when you go to track mode, you don't have to actually hit the switch for the traction control. When you go into track mode, it automatically disables traction control just with the rotary switch right here. But also when you go back to the regular streets and you put it into auto mode, you get that much more agreeable ride when you're cruising around town. Well, when you're not listening to the beautiful Hemi V8, you want to listen to something a little more civilized or whatever your taste might be, a 506 watt Harman Kardon sound system, 9 amplified speakers. We did not plan this. This is really just a horse-drawn carriage through the village. Pretty idyllic. So he's got 2 horsepower. I've got 470. 0 to 60, 4.5 seconds. Like that. That was 0 to 60. Now, German villages and the surrounding countryside are nice, but I know why you're watching is because you want me to hit the Autobahn. And so that's where we're heading. Now, Autobahn actually just means freeway. So if you ever come here, you can't go flat out everywhere. You've got to find the unrestricted parts of the Autobahn. The Autobahn system is basically a highway system. It's the 4th largest system of expressways in the world. Close to, I think, 8,000 miles of expressways. Oh, you know what? Let's go. There's an Audi. Let's do it. Now we're back into a restricted 100 zone. The interesting thing about the Autobahn is it's largely self-policing. You've got these unrestricted areas where people go 250, sometimes even 300K, it's unlimited. But when it's 100K, they go 100K. When it's 80K, they go 80K. In the States, you always say, oh, if it's 60, I'll go 66, that's safe. Here, they more or less self-police. So we're coming out of a restricted area. When you see a thing with 3 bars through it, that means speed limit's gone, and here we go. Click back to miles per hour on the speed of 95, 100. And I've been here enough times that I should be used to it, but there's a part of me that just can't stop grinning because nowhere else in the world can you do this. 124 miles per hour. 140. 145, 150, 155, 58, 159, 160, 161, 162 miles an hour. Welcome back. The Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8 is like no other vehicle anywhere. To showcase it properly, we needed a similar location, which brought us here, the Nürburgring in Germany. More specifically, the Nordschleife, the North Loop, a track unlike any other. We also need a driver unlike any other, and that person is known as the Queen of the Ring, a 2-time winner of the Nürburgring 24-hour, Sabine Schmidt.
Welcome.
Welcome to you. Now, you have more miles perhaps than anyone ever.
Oh, yes, plenty. I did more or less 30,000 laps.
30,000 laps?
Yeah.
That's over 300,000 miles. You remember every one?
Oh, no.
Just the good ones?
Yes, just the good ones.
Now, you give lots of rides as well. You're known,
sure.
Your taxi service is famous.
Yeah, my taxi service, I'm doing that since 18 years and without accidents. I hope it will stay like that, but
What is the
fun.
fare? What do you charge?
600 euros.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
How old were you when you first went on the track?
You know, my dad, he was always on the track, so I was on the back seat. So I did my first laps with my dad here. 4 years was my age.
In America, they might turn him into Child Protective Services, but here, it started a love affair for you. You grew up just around the corner. Family runs
Yes.
a hotel here.
Yeah. I'm racing since 24 years here on the track. I started here on the Nordschleife and I've won twice the 24-hour race.
Now, have you taken your dad, the one that gave you those early rides?
Oh yes,
Yeah?
sure.
And what does he think? He must be very proud.
I said, not bad, not bad.
Not bad. Here's what we're going to do today. We have basically a record attempt. I will go out on the track and I'll be mic'd up to give you a great track description. And then Sabine Schmidt is in the Grand Cherokee SRT8, and she is going to do a proper, full-blown lap to see what this car will do. There's a roll cage in. She's in full safety equipment later on this afternoon. Well, as I got on the track, the skies, which had been threatening rain all day, finally opened up. Well, they call it the green hell. Now it's the slimy green hell. We are out on the Nürburgring in the wet. This is what they call a tourist day, where anyone can come on the track. In the wet, they don't let the bikes out, which is probably a good thing. I guess I need to be paying attention to my mirrors. We're following 2 Viper racers. We've got Tom Coronel, who set the record in '08, and Kuno Wittmer, who races a Viper in World Challenge. So 2 of the top Viper pilots, really anywhere. The all-wheel drive of the Cherokee has given me an added measure of comfort over these Viper guys. They've got 600 horsepower they're trying to put down through just 2 tires, and I've got 470 I'm trying to put down through 4. Big edge. Of course, they can see where they're going, or at least the front one can. This is the part of the track I really know the least, so I'm taking it definitely careful, but I mean, the all-wheel drive really gives you a measure of safety and security. It's got both a center differential that's constantly monitoring what's going on at the front and the rear in terms of wheel spin, and apportioning the torque with a clutch pack. And then up front, you have what's called a brake locking differential, where the brake, if it's getting a bunch of wheel spin on the inside front wheel, it'll actually brake that wheel. and then you've got traditional electronic limited slip in the back. So you got a lot of stuff going on, monitoring the traction everywhere. Into the second, I don't know if they call this second carousel. This is where I make all my moves in Gran Turismo, right here. What's going on here, folks? Coming up on an Aston Martin. I want to go Buffalo Boy in that guy. All-wheel drive around the outside. Ooh, full ABS. I'll tell you what, deals like this make you appreciate ABS, because ABS has gotten far better than the best driver. Just when you think you've seen it all, a tour bus full of people. They were all waving when they passed us in the pits. Our new M3 here. Thank you very much. That was another all-wheel drive Subaru, king of the sport compact. Oh, look at this beautiful fog hanging in the valley. What are we catching here? An SLS AMG. Well, I know that car pretty well. Well, I've got, I think, 4 laps now. I'm not sure that is equal to 20,000, but that's as good as it's gonna get. So, Sabine, let's get after it. As I finished my run on the Nürburgring, the rain clouds finally cleared, and incredibly, the sun even came out. A great piece of luck for Sabine as she made the last-minute preparations for her official timed run in the Grand Cherokee SRT 8.
I survived!
849. 849.
Wow. This is a house on wheels and it's just stuck.
Yes.
It could have been faster with race pads and stuff like that, you know, special prepared, but we just take it like it is, like you can buy it in the shop and you drive at 849.
Have you ever raced cars here earlier in your career? Race cars that were slower than this?
Oh yes, sure, definitely.
Really?
Yeah, plenty cars.
So when you snuck your mom's car out of the garage and drove here for the first time, did you ever think you would drive in a family car SUV under 9 minutes?
No, never ever.
Thank you. You were fantastic. You earned your money.
Yeah. Now I need a schnapps. Bye-bye.
She is something else. And that is a great note to end on here from Nürburgring. But that is not it for the SRT test drive. We've got a lot more coming stateside after this break. Welcome back to Test Drive. I'm here in the Motor City, Detroit, with Chrysler 300 SRT8. And with me is a guy that helped make muscle cars and, for that matter, Detroit cool again. SRT President Ralph Gill.
How you doing?
Before we talk about this car, I want to talk about the Super Bowl ad. With the iconic, now iconic tagline imported from Detroit. Talk about what Detroit means to Chrysler and Chrysler means to Detroit.
Well, you know, Detroit's our home ground, right? We go down with them, we go up with them. You know, we're kind of linked together. I remember when that commercial came on, I have a lot of friends in the industry, they all called me and said, thank you for making that commercial, because it was bigger than the car. It was about the city, it was about the gumption, it was about survival, a comeback story, and the fact that we are capable of making quality products.
Yeah, everybody has a business sedan. I call this the all business sedan.
That's a good term.
You can use that.
I like that.
What is the 300 to the line?
It's a special car. It's kind of one of the halos for the Chrysler brand as